we're here. We exist to transform the future of Africa by enabling 2 million ethical and entrepreneurial young professionals to secure dignified and meaningful work opportunities by 2030. Okay. All right. And every one of you here most of you here have already been counted in that number, meaning that you have graduated from an ALX program, you have taken a course, an ALX course, and because of that, you have gained employment, you have increased your income, you have improved the lives of your family, the lives of your community, and you are here again to even broaden or expand that impact that you are already making, and we welcome you specially. So having said this, I would like to introduce you to the ALX Ventures, which many of you are new to. So we take aspiring founders. You have an idea, you have a burning desire in your heart to change a problem that has existed in your community for a while. We help you, we support you, we handhold you from idea to impact. So from where you are right now, which is that idea that you have, that dream that you have, that burning desire that you have, that problem that you have seen exist that you know you could solve and could translate into $1 million or $1 billion company. You are welcome once again. So we exist to empower ethical and entrepreneurial tech talents like yourself, to just go back to the last slide. All right, so we exist to empower ethical and entrepreneurial tech talents like yourself to build impactful ventures and thrive in the digital economy. So every one of you here, this program exists for you. You have the skills, you have the knowledge, you are a software engineer, you're a data analyst, you're a virtual assistant, and there's a persisting problem in your industry that you know you can solve. We are here to take you through the blueprint of building of turning that problem into a solution and into a viable business. Next slide, please. So in this program, in this program at ALX Ventures, we develop thousands of tech entrepreneurs like you saw in the video that we shared earlier. We develop them from emerging talent pipeline, capitalizing on the team, infrastructure, and global network now in place. So this is our program architecture. It gives you one Pan-African presence. Like you all know, we operate in 8 key African markets, but you also can see here that there are people from Tanzania, people from Cameroon. We've seen people from markets outside the 8 core ALX markets. Who knows the ALX core, 8 core markets? If you know them, please drop the 8 of them with your full chest in the chat, okay? Then secondly, Sun Technologies, which is our sister company, through its enterprise and training arm, has a strong track record of placing talents and providing software and AI consulting to high growth companies in Africa and globally. Now we have a year-long program that accepts over 18,000 tech founders into the Founder Academy. Hundreds of those are accepted into our incubator and then our accelerator programs. At year end, the top performer pitch for investments. A few days ago, I think it was just last week, 8 founders were in Rwanda pitching for funding for their business, all expense paid, and every one of them went through the Founder Academy. So do you want to stand a chance to be invested in, for your idea to be invested in, to raise funding for your business through the ALX Ventures? This is your first step. This is the foundation, right? You go through the Founder Academy, and once you go through the Founder Academy and submit 3 very rigorous, again, deliverables, you qualify or you are eligible to apply for a chance to get into the incubator and the accelerator program, which is the route to an all expense paid to somewhere in the world, wherever it's happening next year, to compete with other founders from other countries for some prize money for your business. Next slide, please. All right, so in this 3-day Founder Academy program, you are going to go through 3 core modules. The first one is the Think. Under the Think segment of this program, you are going to experience 3 topics: the entrepreneurial mindset, problem and idea, how to turn your problem into an idea and into a viable business. And then you're going to learn about the business models. But all of these are within a framework called the Lean Canvas model, which you are expected to submit at the end of today's session. So again, please prepare, find a very quiet place to sit. It's best that you go through each module on the day of that module and try your best to submit the deliverable for that day. Because if you don't do that, the work piles up and it might become even more challenging for you to graduate. So as Nicole comes on to take us, please pay attention, get working, get your pen, get your paper if you don't have a second screen or a second device to work with. The goal is that at the end of today's program, you will submit your Lean Canvas model. So do not think, oh, during the weekend, there's no weekend in this program. It's Monday, latest is Friday. So please get your pen and your paper ready, get your screens ready so that you can, within the next 2 hours, complete your Lean Canvas model. And then after the program, you sit with it and then think through it all over again and continue with the research that you need to do for the business. The second segment of this program architecture is the build. This is where you then turn that solution, that validated business idea, into a minimum viable product. You're going to learn what that is. You're going to learn how to build that, and you're going to submit that tomorrow. Right. Then the last segment is the launch, which is on day 3. This is where you learn how to pitch. When Ruth introduced the program, she said that in this program, you are going to learn how to pitch that minimum viable product that you've created. You're going to learn how to pitch it to investors for possible funding, okay? So sit back, relax, and get ready for a beautiful 3-day ride. But because we know that it's intense, right? And some of you might fall off on the way. We have 2-day of grace period for you to meet up, right? So the program starts today with the Lean Canvas model, tomorrow with the MVP, next tomorrow, which is Wednesday, with your pitch deck. You have Thursday and Friday to meet up if you have fallen on the wayside. But I will encourage you to please do not wait till Thursday or Friday to submit. Please start from today to be very compliant with your milestone deliverables. And finally, I want to say welcome to our community. It's full of amazing people and opportunities. One of our values at ALX is humility. Humility is that value that helps you know that there's always something to learn from the next person. So be kind, be open-minded, and remember that community begins with you. Community, right? It begins with you. So the community is just as strong, as important as you make it. So please bring your best self in your interactions, support people who need support, ask questions when you need help. And I wish you the very best in the program. And having said all that, I would like to hand the mic over to Ruth to take us into the next segment of your onboarding. Hey, Ruth.
Awesome. Hi, Belinda. Thank you so much for that wonderful presentation. So for the next 3 or so minutes, I will help you get a sense of the key tools that you're using. I know a few of you are already asking a lot of questions on the WhatsApp channel. So I'm hoping that through this particular segment, I'll be able to answer a lot of those questions so that you get into the next 3 days feeling very empowered. So as Nkechi has mentioned, we are going to focus on the core delivery in the first 3 days. And then in the last 2 days of this week, the ALX team will still be available if you have any questions or as you continue to work on your deliverables. And so, as Nkechi has mentioned, every year we have thousands of learners coming to the Founder Academy program. A lot of them come in without ideas. On my screen, I'm sharing the story of one of our top founders who founded ALX. And she came in without an idea, but over the Founder Academy period into the incubator, she was able to refine her idea, put together an MVP, and she's also had a chance to participate in a lot of the flagship opportunities that we offer here at ALX Ventures. She was on a trip to Mauritius to participate in the Do Hard Things Challenge. And she also got an opportunity to travel to California, Silicon Valley, just to get a sense of the entrepreneurship ecosystem. And so we hope that this could be the story of a few of you. And so just to make sure that everyone has a handle of the key tools, I think a question I am asking you is, what are some of your favorite tech tools to use? I know that for some of you that is Gmail, for others that is ChatGPT, but just feel free to have your answers coming into the chat as I get ready to share the next bit. All right, so across the next 3 days, we're going to use a few key tools. So most of our announcements are going to be made on WhatsApp as well as Telegram. For those of you who cannot access WhatsApp, you definitely have Telegram as the option. And so be on the lookout to just get a sense of any quick announcements. All of our sessions are going to be hosted here on Zoom. And so every day before the workshop, you'll get an email and you'll be directed to the specific link that you're supposed to join. You will also be receiving a lot of updates via email. So one email a day, just to make sure that everybody knows where we are and feels very empowered to continue with their journey. You will also have access to our shared program calendar, just to support you as you plan out your day and you get ready to participate. And so I'm going to very quickly share a link in the chat, which is a link to our calendar. All right, that's dropped already. And so when you click the link or if you scan this specific QR code, you're going to see this prompt on your screen. It's going to ask you, do you want to add the ALX Ventures Founder Academy calendar? So what you want to do is click add. And then once you have the specific calendar will appear on your Google. I am also clarifying that all of our sessions will happen at 11 a.m. GMT, which is 2 p.m. in Kenya and Ethiopia, 1 p.m. in Rwanda, South Africa, and Egypt, and 11 a.m. in Morocco, Ghana, and Nigeria. So depending on where you are, just make sure that you know what specific time slot is available for your country. Now, as Nkechi has said, what we want to make sure in the next 3 days is that you attend all the 3 key workshops, you connect with other founders. I'm seeing a lot of connections happening on the WhatsApp channel. So definitely make sure to meaningfully connect with people in the community. And finally, in order to graduate from the program and receive a certificate, make sure that you submit all of your 3 deliverables. All right. Now, I am also going to share how that specific submission will happen. Now, on the screen, you're going to see a link that is titled the graduation form. So let me just open it up here so that everyone has a sense of what that looks like. Okay, so as Nkechi has mentioned, every day you will be working on one specific deliverable, which means that by the end of day 3, you will have 3 deliverables. And so you will be coming to this graduation form. You will share your name, your email address, some information about you, and then you'll have the opportunity to upload the deliverables under this specific section. So this is a form that we will share with you via email and also on the WhatsApp channel, just so that you're aware. I also want to share the specific deadline for deliverable submission. So we have the first 3 days dedicated to learning, and then we have an additional 2 days on Thursday and Friday. But we expect that by Friday midnight of GMT, you will be ready to submit your deliverable. I also want to point everyone to the program resources. Now, all of these links are available in your email. We will also share them on WhatsApp. So do not feel stressed in this particular moment. So when you open this specific document, you're going to see the links to the community. You will see a guide to register for each session. And you'll also see a very quick guide into submitting your deliverable on time. So after this session, just make sure to have a look here, and all of your questions will definitely be answered on there. Awesome. So as Nkechi has mentioned, we expect that as we get to the very end of this program, all of you are going to submit your deliverables, you're going to pass. And some of the questions that I expect to get in the next few days is what next? So after we run every Founder Academy cohort, we select our top and most promising founders, and we welcome them into the incubator, which is a specific opportunity for them to continue to refine their venture for an additional 3 months. And so after this program, you will be receiving your certificate to indicate that you have successfully completed this program. But then also your deliverables will be reviewed, and those that are at the very top of this cohort will be selected to join the incubator. So make sure that you definitely keep that in mind as well. Awesome. So again, as mentioned, there is opportunity for you to participate in the Do Hard Things Challenge and be able to compete for the cash prize every year. Something else that I want to mention is I know that this specific program is happening online, but we like to have a lot of in-person engagement. And so, depending on where specifically you are based, you can find a hub within your location. So, there's Kenya, there is Nigeria, Ghana, and everywhere else. So, definitely visit this link and see what specific hub you're closest to. And you have the opportunity to come into the hub and just make sure to use that as a co-working space for yourself. Awesome. So for this particular segment, I am going to share a few brief announcements, and then we're going to get ready to get into the workshop. So today's workshop is going to be hosted by Nicole, who I'll pass the mic to in a few seconds. And so as Nkechi has mentioned, if you have a laptop or a different device, get ready because this is going to be a very hands-on session. And right after this, also make sure to fill your onboarding form for those of you who are yet to. So the onboarding form is a way for us to know who you are and understand what your specific goals are. So just make sure to fill that. The other one is that we have, I think, 3 community spaces. We have provided the links here, so make sure to join that and use the opportunity to connect with other people within the community. All right, so this brings me to the end of my presentation. If you have any specific questions, I want you to drop them in the chat and I'll come by and I'll answer all of them one by one. But otherwise, I will also be available via email if you just have anything else that you want to go through during this moment. I also want to share that as we get to the very end of this workshop, we have a form that we will share with you. And on this form, you'll be able to tell us how you're finding the session. But also, we will there's a specific slot for you to upload your lean canvas model. So the goal is that by the time we get to the very end of this workshop, you have something that you can work on. So you'll use this opportunity to share a link to your lean canvas model, and then you can sit with this lean canvas model in the next 4 or so days. And then on Friday, you'll have the opportunity to upload the most final version on this specific form. So that is everything from me. I am going to very quickly pass the mic to Nicole just so we can get started. Feel free to have your questions coming in the chat. I will respond to them during the course of this session. That is everything from me. Passing back the mic to Nicole.
Amazing. Thank you, Ruth, and thank you, Belinda and Nkechi, for this awesome introduction. Cool guys. So a quick intro to who I am. I am Nicole Gray. I am the Entrepreneur Development Manager for South Africa. So South Africans, I've shared the WhatsApp to the South African specific WhatsApp group. Please make sure that you're in the Pan-African and the South African one, okay? Because then we can transition you into our alumni community once you graduate. All righty. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay. Can everyone see my screen? Let me just double check something. Can you see it? It's causing issues, I can see. Give me a second. I apologize. Give me a second. Let me just sort this out again. I apologize. I had this all ready for you. And then the darling of technology let me down. Okay, cool. Let me try it again. All right. You should be able to see my screen now. Okay, you can see it all
Yes,
right? Amazing. Thank you for that. Okay, cool. So welcome everyone. It's so awesome to have you guys here. So in the next few hours, we're going to take your idea and shape it into a clear and structured lean canvas. So this isn't going to be theory heavy, as Ruth mentioned. This is a guided working session, and our aim is very simple. By the end of this, each of you are going to complete your lean canvas model. All right, so this is the session agenda. We're going to move through the lean canvas in the same order that founders typically think. So we're going to go from problem to customer to value to solution, and then into the practical part. Okay, so each section will be a short teaching followed by a guided completion. So you don't need perfection right now. All you need is clarity. Okay. And ground rules for this: be concise and clear when you're completing this, respect the process. Any feedback that you get is a gift. We're obviously having confidentiality in these sessions, and done is better than perfect. Please stay present so you complete this, and one voice at a time. We are going to try and stay off the mics just so that we get through everything, but please do share anything that you want to in the chat. I'm going to ask Nkechi and Ruth just to give me a shout if anything comes up that I need to address. All right, so let's get into it. Ruth, if you haven't yet, please go ahead and share the link to the Lean Canvas model. So this is basically what it looks like. Okay, so you've got your problem, you've got your solution, you've got your key metrics, your unique value proposition, your unfair advantage, channels, so how you're going to reach people, your customer segments, your cost structures, and your revenue streams. Now, I'm going to go through each of these in detail, so don't panic if you don't understand anything here. We will move on with each one. And the first one we're going to start with is this one, the problem. All right. So every idea begins here. So a venture exists because a specific group is experiencing a challenge that they can't ignore, right? So today you don't need the evidence yet. That comes after the session. So for now, you only need to express the problem in simple and grounded language. And we start with the problem because every meaningful solution begins with that real challenge that someone's already experiencing. So this section is about describing the main pain point your target customer faces in their day-to-day life or work. It's not a vague inconvenience. It's something that is actually causing friction, stress, lost time, lost money, or maybe even emotional strain. Okay, so at this stage, we are not proving the problem or backing it up with data yet. We're just simply capturing our current understanding of what the customer is struggling with. Okay. So a strong problem statement always answers three simple questions. What is happening? Who is it happening to? And why does it matter to them? All right. So we're avoiding jumping into solutions here. So if you catch yourself describing a product or a feature, pause and come back to the pain itself. So in that problem, in the lean canvas model, you'll see in the problem, you can start writing. So this is an example, and we're going to use this example going forward through this whole session today. So the example we're taking is freelancers as a customer segment. So the problem is freelancers struggle to secure consistent monthly work, leading to unstable income and constant time spent searching for new clients. Now, why this works is basically because there's a very clear pain, there's a specific customer, and there's emotional and practical impact. So aim for problems that real people feel in their daily lives. So what I'm going to ask you to do now is take a few minutes and write your problem in your lean canvas model. And if you're feeling brave, please add it in the chat. But as I mentioned at the beginning, the aim of this is to complete your lean canvas model and submit it by the end of the session. So write your problem in your lean canvas model. And then once you're done with that, you can add it to the chat. Everyone clear? I'm going to take that as a yes. Thank you. All right, let's go, let's go, let's go. Guys, we'll get back to the WhatsApp and Telegram groups and that kind of thing at the end of this. For now, let's focus on completing our lean canvas model. Ruth, a couple of them are asking for that link again.
For sure.
Thank you. Yes, you are submitting the lean canvas model today. You're going to do it in 2 rounds. So you're going to do it today in the feedback form and then in the final graduation form. Hold on a second, guys. Ruth is sending it. Here is the lean canvas model. Do you guys have it? If you're struggling, please make a copy. Okay, so if there's only view mode, please make a copy of it.
Yeah. So, Nicole, if it's okay, can I just share a quick guide so that they're able to support themselves after this?
With pleasure.
Okay. So I think all of you should be seeing my screen right now. And there's this document called Bootcamp Resources. So today we are working on the Think Sprint. So what you need to do is you come here and you click. And then once you click, you'll see that you're being asked to make a copy of this document. So we do this so that everybody has their own copy that they can reference at any time. And so you want to click Make a Copy. And then once you have clicked Make a Copy, you now have access to everything that Nicole is speaking about, and you can fill it out as you go along. And so this particular document is just a guide. So what you'll see here is an example of a well-done lean canvas model, just to give you an insight into what we expect at the very end of the program. And then once we are done with today's session, so you could even use this document to do your editing on there. But what we expect is that when we get to the end of today's session, you're going to click this particular one here. And you'll notice that the difference here is that this is a fresh new template that you get to work with. And so you'll fill out your problem here, you'll fill out your solution, you'll also fill out the rest of the details on here. So feel free to make a copy of both documents, the guide, and then the specific document that you'll be using for today's session. And then when we get to the very end of the program today, as Nicola shared, we'll be asking you to submit a link to the deliverable. So what you want to do is just come here, enable access, copy the link, and then that is the link to your lean canvas model that you can share with us. Yeah, I hope this is clear. I'm going to very quickly pass the mic back to Nicole. And then
Ruth, it doesn't seem to be clear. There are there are a lot of questions in here. I'm not sure if did you share
yes,
the
yes. So I have shared a link that you can view directly and do not need to make a copy.
okay, which one is that? So
Give me a sec.
if you maybe send the one that says make a copy.
Okay.
Okay, hold on, guys. We're getting there for you.
Awesome. So if you click whatever I have sent right now, you can make a direct copy of that document. You just click and then
I don't think you can pin links on
yeah, we
Zoom,
cannot.
guys. So unfortunately, you're just gonna have to follow the. Okay, here you go again. Just focus on this one. With the bootcamp. Okay, Ruth has shared that as well. Okay, there you go. Fadila, what if you should be able to do it from your mobile as well. Khadija, how do you pin it? You're just filling in the problem. That's correct. Okay, are we all clear? Okay, so just fill in the problem. Yes? Okay,
Okay. So I think it's fairly manageable now to most people. So I'm gonna
awesome.
pass it back to you.
Thank you. And now I must find my life again. Give me a second. Okay, all right. Okay, so let's see some of the problems. Try and keep your problem very specific. Don't make it too long. So Brian, local operators lack structured operational data. Existing tools are too complex. Inability to prove activity. So Brian, local operators is very vague. Operators in what? So you want to keep it a little bit more refined, okay? Because that's very vague. New mums struggle with dignified postpartum recovery from C-section surgery due to unsuitable postpartum wear or way too expensive solutions that don't address CS healing or recovery. Okay, nice. So you're putting the problem, Paul, you're putting the problem in the problem. Let me just go back. Here, in the lean canvas model where it says problem. Okay. All right. So the three simple questions, what is happening, who is it happening to, and why does it matter to them? People want mineral products that can genuinely calm their skin, but most options leave them disappointed or unsure they'll work. Okay, Mahal, have a look at people. That's too vague. Okay. Tabo, that's okay. That's quite an intensive school. Daycares, outdated data management, lack of secure cloud storage, limited access or collaboration. All right. Again, you've got too many in here. Schools, daycare centers, community programs. Pick one for now. You are going to be able to expand on this later, but I want you to pick one that you want to address initially. Problem. People struggle how to manage their money. Too vague. Okay. Who are these people? Give me a little bit more context there. SMEs are having struggles to record bookkeeping and tax preparation. Again, a little too vague. Why does this matter to them? Okay. Exam rate too low. Guys, we need, so what is happening? Who is it happening to? And why does it matter to them? Make sure that you are ticking all of these boxes. Okay, cool. I'm going to move on. I'm seeing a few more in here. Okay. Yeah, I think we're getting closer to it. We're getting closer to it. Okay, well done, guys. Okay, just make sure it's in your problem box in the lean canvas model. All right, I'm going to move on. So before I move on, I want to name something extremely important. Guys, at this stage, we are not married to our ideas. We are committed to learning, okay? What we have written here is our best current thinking and not the final truth. This early stage work isn't about defending an idea. It's about staying curious enough to let the idea evolve. So if customers respond differently than we expect, that's not a setback. That is very useful information. And some of the strongest businesses exist because founders were willing to change direction when reality showed them something better. So today, hold on to your idea lightly but seriously. We care enough to work on it, but we are staying open enough to change it. Okay, very, very important. All right. Next, we are going to move into customer segments. So this is where we define exactly who is experiencing the problem most strongly. And a customer segment is not everyone or people who might need this. This is a specific group of people who share similar characteristics, are in a similar context, and behave in similar ways. So for this section, we define our customer based on four things. Okay, their characteristics, their location, their needs, and their behaviors. All right. So the more specific we are here, the easier it becomes to design the solution, to choose channels, to communicate the value. So let's ask ourselves, who feels this problem most often or most intensely? Okay. Who would be actively looking for a solution? Who would we speak to first if we were validating this idea tomorrow? Okay. We're choosing a starting point, not excluding others forever. This customer segment can expand later, but today we need focus. All right. So here's an example. Freelancers struggling, we're sticking on the freelancer theme. Freelancers struggling with inconsistent income. The characteristics, these are early career creatives aged between 22 to 35. These are designers, writers, and videographers. You can even narrow it down further to say, I just want to focus on designers. Okay. Location, pick something that you can easily start to validate, or a place that you can easily start to validate your idea in. So I put Johannesburg because that's a close area to me. All right. Needs, they need steady client work, simple ways to promote their services, and reliable payments. And their behaviors, they basically search for gigs on Instagram or WhatsApp. They have inconsistent portfolio updates and they rely on referrals. So who feels this problem most strongly? Those with less than 2 years of experience who don't have stable client pipelines yet. All right. Now I want you to write your primary customer segment, the first one you're going to go on. Avoid the long lists. Choose the group you would want to reach first. And when you've done that, you can pop it back into the chat. So I'm going to go into the lean canvas model. Here is the customer segments. Sorry about that. Okay, so here are the customer segments. Okay, over here. So you've got your problem, which you've already completed, and now you're going into your customer segments. Clear? Thomas, you can make a copy of it. So when you're in it, it's view only. Go file, make a copy. Guys, the links are all here. All right. Sorry, Andra, let me repeat the questions for you. So, who feels the problem most often or most intensely? Who would be actively looking for the solution? And who would we speak to first if we were validating this idea tomorrow? So, the key elements you need to think about are their characteristics, okay? Put in their ages as well, very important. Their location, what their needs are, what their behaviors are, and who feels the pain the most. So, guys, I'm having a look at some of these answers and they're a little bit vague. So, rural-based new mothers between 20 and 48 years. That's too vague. Okay. What are their characteristics? Where are they based? Not rural, in a specific area. Okay. What are their needs? What are their behaviors? Where are they currently looking for solutions? Okay. I'm just seeing if there are any others. Again, small businesses, total employees 1 to 5. Too vague. University exit exam taking students. Okay, grade 8 to 12. Okay, pick one. This is a lot of people. You need to pick the first and primary customer that you're going to use for the first time. Okay, don't use a ton of them. One, women in prenatal stages. Where are they based? New mothers, babies and young children. Okay, so Ruth, you have 3 different customer segments here. Pick one. Okay, this is the one that you're starting with. This is the one that if you were to start selling this tomorrow, they would immediately get it and buy into it. Ethiopian woman aged 18 to 45, seeking skincare, urban professionals. Again, a little too vague. Okay, 18 to 45 is a very big gap. You want to narrow it down. Okay. Um, Fevin, medical device service companies, medical device import companies. No, I need specifics here. So this, you're just naming. So if I would say my customer segment is freelancers, that's not specific enough. So pick one of those, the one that you feel like would get it the immediate time that you said this is your problem, right? Pick that one that you feel like is the one that you would go to immediately. Okay? And then expand on the characteristics. Where are they based? Their needs, their behaviors, what are they currently doing, and who feels the most pain? Okay, Simbarashe, again, same problem. Young African males living in urban areas. Too vague. Way too vague. You need to be very specific. Township and rural grade 11 to 12 learners. Cool. Tando, think about which rural or township community are you thinking of? Is it Soweto? Is it Mums? Like, where is this? Henok, same story. Guys, you need to nail this one because this is super important because when you start doing your market research, these are the people you're going to target. So the more specific you get with who you are speaking to, the easier it's going to be for you to get the actual information you need to develop this thing. Okay. Again, urban women aged 30 to 60 in Johannesburg. Who are they? Why do they need you? Like, I don't understand. Henok, you are explaining your solution. Mobile app for booking trusted home repair services. It's a solution. We're not there yet. Okay. Characteristics. Youths and upcoming entrepreneurs interested in discovering and trying new technology. What is youth? What is that age group that you're targeting? And why is it youth and upcoming entrepreneurs? Pick one. Pick the target. Guys, I know we tend to think everyone needs our product. It's not true. Okay. You need to pick the specific person that you're going to start with. So if you know this person is having this problem, I'm going to go speak to them. Tell me about them. What are their characteristics? What is their age group? Where are they based? Okay. Again, everyday people who cook meals at home. So the behaviors part again is basically what they're currently doing. So if you have a look at the example, okay, freelancers struggling with inconsistent income. Their characteristics is they are early stage creatives, aged 22 to 35, and they are designers, for instance. Location, very specific. It's one city that I'm starting with. I want to check that I'm validating my idea now. Okay. The needs, they need steady client work. They need ways to promote their services. Their behaviors, currently, how they solve the problem for inconsistent income is they're searching on Instagram or WhatsApp. They have inconsistent portfolio updates and they rely on referrals. Okay, so these are their behaviors, right? So what are they currently doing, that are good or bad, that are adding or that are kind of the way that they're solving their solution right now? And who is feeling this problem the most? It's these who are less than 2 years of experience, who don't have that stable client pipeline yet. Okay. Doreen, let me go back to yours. Businesses struggling. What businesses? What are they struggling with scaling up their businesses due to lack of branding and inconsistent visual identity? Which types of businesses are these? You want to be more specific. How big is the business? Where are they located? Why will scaling up or why will branding and visual identity help them scale up? Okay. How long have they been in business? Do they even want to scale up? Okay. You guys need to think about this. So, characteristics: undergrad student age, 16 to 24, location, University of Benin. I love it. Needs reliable off-campus accommodation, reasonable agent fees. Okay. Seeking housing in surrounding areas. Okay. Who feels the problem? New students or returning students? Maybe focus more on the one who's feeling the pain point the most. So maybe it's the new students, but that's very good. Well done. Okay. Cool. I'm going to move on. Guys, I want you to make this clear, please. All right. I'm going to move on. Cool. Next, we are moving on to the unique value proposition. So when we talk about a unique value proposition, we're answering a very simple but important question. So what is the key benefit our solution gives to our customers? And how is it different from everything else available to them? So this isn't about features or long explanations. It's about the real advantage our customers get when they choose what we're offering. So a strong UVP focuses on two things: the benefit and the difference. So the benefit is what improves in the customer's life or business when they use our solution. Okay, that's the benefit. What improves in the customer's life or business when they use our solution. Okay, and then the difference is what makes our approach stand out compared to existing options. Now, when I say existing options, it's not only competitors. It could be competitors. It could be the way that they have been doing things previously. So a lot of times we forget that our competitors could be the usual way of doing things. So maybe it's the manual systems or, that kind of thing. So are you able to get someone who is old school to jump into this new option because of the difference it makes, because of the benefits that you have created? Okay. So most of the times, customers don't choose the best solution on paper. They choose the solution that feels the easiest, the clearest, and the most relevant, or it's the most trustworthy for their situation. And our UVP, unique value proposition, should speak directly to that. So we're not writing marketing copy and we're not trying to sound clever. We're being specific, practical, and human. Okay. So to help us shape this, we can ask ourselves, what valuable outcome does our customer experience because of the solution? Okay. Why does it matter for their day-to-day challenges? Okay. And what makes our way of solving it better, clearer, faster, or more accessible than the alternatives they are currently using? So keep it simple. Who are we helping? What benefit do they receive? And what makes our solution meaningfully different from others? Okay. Once we can express this clearly in 1 or 2 lines, the rest of the lean canvas becomes much easier to build. So as you write your value proposition, remember this is a hypothesis. If customers don't respond to it, we adjust. We're not attached to the wording or the concept yet. We are just testing whether this resonates. Okay. So here's an example. Again, for freelancers. A simple platform that brings freelancers steady monthly client leads, not one-off projects, through verified clients and personalized matching that saves hours of searching. What makes it different? Other platforms give volume. This one gives reliability. Okay. So again, complete this in your lean canvas model and drop it in the chat. Okay. Okay, we've got e-commerce. Ruth, what is it? Is it an app? What is it? Esther, same story. A SaaS that is secure, scalable, and easy to use platform and data security and compliant, tailored for ECD centers. Okay. Taba, you almost there. So you want to kind of say, how is it different to what's available? Smart automated documentation platform that transforms repetitive, inconsistent, error-prone document creation into a fast, accurate. That's very long. Freeing consultants, okay, to focus on high value revenue generating work. Ahmed, make it a little bit simpler, because if I'm asking you, okay, so what do you do? Or what is it? And you tell me this, I'm going to be very confused. Guys, I'm just going to ask you to not send me personal messages, because I'm not looking at the personal messages. I'm looking at the group. A completely anonymous, flexible, and non-punitive support. That's private. Without the needed to maintain long-term recovery for sensitive addictions without public pressure, stigma. Okay, that's a really good one, Tariq. Well done. I like that one. Mesoma, I'm butchering your name, Mesoma. Who is this for? I don't understand. Farm and kitchen. I don't know what that has to do. I'm very confused with that. Master Save is the only platform that automatically turns student allowance into disciplined savings and a stress-free budget. We use smart automation and AI to prevent. Okay. You don't need to say how you do it. Keep it simple. Okay, Mahal, you're close. Who is the you? This isn't for everyone. Who is your target market? Mine is freelancers. Who are yours? Is my screen not sharing? Oh,
It is.
okay. Thank you. All right. Cool. Handles your whole digital product. Oh, yo. Okay, guys. I'm loving. Ooh, wow. I'm getting a whole lean canvas model here. Okay. Guys, you need to work on these a little bit more. We're going to move on to the solution, and that might help you in understanding your unique value proposition a little bit better. Okay. All right, let's move on. All right. So now that we've clarified the problem and the value we're offering, we can talk about the solution. Okay. So the value isn't, it's an AI powered blah, 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 blah. Okay. That's not value. The value is the benefit. So I can then get more customers who are giving me consistent money because I'm on a retainer as a freelancer. Okay. So the solution is how you're going to do it. The value is why I need it. Okay. So this part of, and I just want to confirm, let me just go back to the lean canvas model. You've now completed problem. Okay. You've completed customer segments, and you've completed unique value proposition. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Let's go back. Let me go back to the solution. All right. So this part of the lean canvas model is not a full product plan. Okay. It's simply the top features or elements that directly address the problem we described earlier. So your problem and solution have got to be linked. Okay. You can't have them being, okay, here are my 3 problems. Here are my 78 solutions, or here are my 3 problems. Here's my solution, and it doesn't align. Okay. It has to be aligned to the problem. Okay. So a strong solution includes only the essentials. We're not building an app or writing a roadmap. We are naming the 3 simplest, most important things that our customer is going to use to experience the benefit we've promised in our UVP. Okay, the benefit that we've promised in our unique value proposition. So these are some of the questions you can ask yourselves. What are the minimum features needed for our customer to feel the benefit we've promised? Okay. What are the minimum features needed for our customer to feel the benefit? That's question number 1. Number 2, what are the simplest actions or tools that solve the problem we identified? What are the simplest actions or tools that solve the problem we identified? Okay. And then finally, what would we build first if we only had 1 week? Okay. So this is not about complexity or scale or, the big picture. This is about clarity. If your problem is clear and your UVP is strong, so the problem is this, the benefit is this, the solution should feel obvious. Okay. So here's a quick example. Again, we're staying with the freelancers. So if the problem is freelancers can't secure consistent client work, a simple solution could be verified monthly client leads, personalized job matching, a quick portfolio builder. Okay, so I want you to identify up to 3, you can do 1, but up to 3 features that bring the benefit that you promised in your unique value proposition to life. And complete this in your lean canvas model. Every feature must connect directly back to the problem, nothing extra. Okay, so 3 features that bring your unique value proposition to life. Think simple, think focused, think practical. Access to unlimited resources. What resources? What is unlimited resources? Mentorship, job placement. You need to expand a little bit more on that. So firstly, what are the unlimited resources? Because you can't promise that, because resources include time, money, people. Okay. So what are the resources that you're communicating? And how does this link to the problem? Mentorship by who? Is it mentorship matching to XY specific matches? Job placement, what does that mean? How are you going to do that? So if you're saying, okay, we're going to like our solution is job placement, can you promise that? Okay, guys, I know I'm being quite hard on you. And the reason for it is because starting a business, as Nkechi mentioned, is one of the hardest things you will ever do. Okay. I know I'm being harsh, but guys, I'm easy compared to the people who are going to ask you about these things. People are going to challenge you. Okay. So I want you to be ready now so that when you go out and you start testing this hypothesis, you are ready and you have the answers. Okay. A mobile app to request on-campus deliveries. Students can become delivery partners to earn money. Real-time tracking of deliveries for convenience. Very simple, very clear. Love it. POS app for daily sales tracking, digital payment acceptance, automatic profit and expense insights, credit readiness score based on transactions. Perfect. Do you need all four? If I want to challenge you to take three, leave one out. Okay. Whew. Luke, did you have to have such small writing, bro? Price engine showing daily average prices from key local. Simple photo, video upload for car, secure translate. Love, love. Perfect. Yes, Luke. Good job. Okay, there are like millions here. I'm trying to get to the bottom. Okay. High magnesium for lasting muscle relief, consistent mineral balance every time, designed for frequent everyday recovery, not just relaxing. Design, okay, okay. Which one should I leave from here? So Nabil, think about the benefits. So the UVP that you have promised them, the value that you've promised them, and the problem that you're solving. Okay, so align it with the problem and pick from there. If I was to just start with this, that would be more than enough. Okay. Ooh, who's got the Italian coffee maker? I like that one. Just because I'm Italian. I had to see that one as soon as I saw coffee. All right, let me see the problem. Senior citizens who are physically capable, skilled, and artistic are being laid off or forced into retirement due to age, despite having valuable experience in arts, crafts, music, tailoring, teaching, or manual skills. They're excluded from the workforce. Solution, accessible sales channels. Okay. I'm trying to understand what that looks like. Cultural authenticity and storytelling. Fair and guaranteed income for seniors. I love the problem that you're trying to solve. I'm looking at your solution 1 and 2, and I'm just like the fair and guaranteed income. I'd want to understand how. So how do you do that in your solution? And then I want to understand 1 and 2. I love the problem that you're trying to solve. And I think you need to be specific, Bezawit, into who are the senior citizens? Because if I see cultural authenticity and storytelling, I'm like, okay, these aren't white people. So I want to understand exactly who it is that you're kind of engaging around that. Ruth, don't laugh at me. Customer segmentation, UVP. Where's your solution? Okay, cool. Description. Parking challenges due to limited parking space, inefficient management. The absence of automated parking system leads to congestion. Implement an APS, parking utilization reduce. Okay. Solution, efficient parking space management, reduce traffic congestion. That's not a solution. That's your reduced traffic congestion is a result. So it's not part of your solution. So you're telling me benefits. So the benefits are reduced traffic congestion, timing saving for drivers, enhanced safety and security, improved urban mobility and accessibility. These are benefits. So the solution is an efficient parking space management system and how you would potentially do that. What are the things that would align with? But you just need to focus on the first. So the solution is not the benefits. Your unique value proposition is the benefits. I hope that's clear. I think my English just ran away from me there. All right, I'm going to move on. Okay, so stepping back, we've got problem, customer segments, unique value proposition, and solution. All right, Lego. Okay, next we're going to move on to channels. So now that we have our customer clearly defined and we understand the value we're offering, the benefits we're offering, the next step is to choose the channels. And this is basically the specific ways that we are going to reach and engage the people we want to serve. Okay, so a channel is just really where our customers already spend time and where they can show up in a way that feels natural to them. So, for instance, the older generation could find Facebook really useful to them. If you're going for businesses, maybe it's a LinkedIn or maybe it's a networking event. These are the type of channels that you need to start thinking about. Okay, so you're not, this is not about being everywhere and doing everything. It's about choosing those few key paths that get us in front of the right people quickly and affordably. Okay, so use this section to answer one clear question. Where do our customers already gather, already learn, search, or make decisions? And how do we meet them there? Okay, so channels can include things like social media platforms, WhatsApp groups, partnerships with organizations, community events, event or email newsletters, referrals, physical touch points, depending on the customer. So the most important thing here is relevance. We pick channels based on where our customers already are, not where we wish they were. Okay, so when we choose our channels today, we're going to keep it simple. Pick 2 to 3 places where your customers already engage frequently. Okay, these are going to be your starting points for awareness, for trust building, and customer onboarding. And you don't need a big marketing plan at this stage. This is just your pathway that makes it easier for you to find your customers and for your customers to find you, to understand you, and to take that first step. Sorry. Okay, so here's an example. So remember, our target customer, freelancers aged 22 to 35. Where are the channels they're in? Instagram, TikTok, maybe LinkedIn. WhatsApp communities for creative gigs. Partnerships with co-working spaces or design schools. Why? They already find inspiration and work online, and they rely heavily on peer communities. So guys, pick 2 to 3 places where your customer already engages frequently and complete this in your lean canvas model. Guys, we're working on channels, not target markets. We've done our customer. Okay, channels. Pinterest, interesting. Is that still a thing? Okay. TikTok, word of mouth, Instagram. Okay. Make sure that this is where these people are. Channels, weekly live sessions, consistent interactive workshops. So I would say that's part of a marketing strategy. So if you think about the channels, are they already on the live workshops that you're talking about? Or are you going to have to get them there? Okay. And if you have to get them there, how are you getting them there? Through what? Okay. So content marketing on LinkedIn and Facebook to build authority and attract students. Are students on Facebook or are they on Instagram or are they on TikTok? Think about your students. What age group are they? Okay. Rapid urbanization and population growth coupled with ineffective municipal waste and limited infrastructure. City of Curleni, for waste segregation, specifically organic waste. Okay, let's see. Where's your channels? I don't see your channels. Ambassador program, Facebook and TikTok. Abelia, just have a look at Facebook and TikTok. Think about the markets that exist in those two places. Okay. I don't know if it's the same where you are, but I know in South Africa, Facebook is predominantly for the older generation, up to millennials, I would say. TikTok, Gen Z downwards. Okay. So think about, is your customer on both groups and how? Because what age group are you looking at? All boys secondary schools, local Nigerian villages, TikTok, age 17. Nice. Nice, John. Medical Expo. Okay, is that the only place you're going to find them? Mahal. Pilates, yoga, bar, boutique gyms. Okay. Your product is a mineral solution for health. Potentially. You also want to go to, I'm thinking about health stores. They might be in health and wellness groups and that kind of thing too. So think about going a little bit broader there, but you've got a good starting point. If you hit them and they win, then with pleasure. Google ad. Okay, Tassie, with Google ads, try not to go for something that's going to make you pay just yet. Again, you've got Facebook and TikTok. I'm questioning your age group there. Maureen, you're just like radio ads, interviews, you're just in there. That is your marketing campaign. What are the channels? So if there's a specific radio station that you can get onto, maybe. LinkedIn, Facebook, WhatsApp, and Telegram, too many. You're not going to be able to manage that. Okay. You need to keep it tight so that it is manageable. Guys, I cannot tell you how time intensive it is to manage social media platforms. Okay. If I was you, I would even just pick one, get that one right, and then nail the others if you have to. You don't need to be everywhere. Okay. Like I am on LinkedIn. That is my space. That's where I go. I don't post anywhere else. Okay. Think about how, like, where they are predominantly. You don't want to manage 1,000 different freaking accounts because it's going to take up a hell of a lot of time. Hey, people are saying Facebook and TikTok everywhere. Am I just unaware? Ruth, your target market too large. Too large. Narrow it down. Are they young or are they all older? So think about who you want to target. Do you want to target people who have first-time pregnancies, or do you want to target people who are going through what is it called? Geriatric pregnancies. Okay. Two totally different markets. Okay. Um, all right. Cool. I'm moving on. I'm moving on. Enterprises and LinkedIn. No, no, my guy. No. That's way like that doesn't make any sense. Um, Enterprises. Where are the enterprises? Opportunity Hub. I don't know what that is, but I'm assuming it's a place. Radio station in Ghana called Peace FM. Okay, good luck getting on it. You need to already start having conversations with them. Okay. Okay. So hemophilia children's parents, Natalie. I'm seeing LinkedIn and X. Do you think hemophiliac children's parents are going to be on LinkedIn looking for solutions for their kids? Okay, just think about that. I don't think LinkedIn is the right solution for this one. All right, I'm moving on. Okay, let's go back. So, problem, customer segments, unique value proposition, solution, channels. Done. Lego. I keep saying Lego. I clearly like Chris Brown. Okay. Revenue streams. So let's move on to this one. So this is the part of the lean canvas where we simply describe how money is going to flow into the business. So it's not about forecasting numbers or building a full financial model. We're not calculating income today. Okay. All we're doing is naming the way in which the business earns money. Okay. So the goal here is clarity and not complexity. And a strong revenue section answers one question. When our customer engages with our solution, what exactly are they paying for and how? Okay, so there are many possible revenue models, and most early stage ventures only begin with one or two. Okay, so we need to keep this simple and focused, especially at idea stage, right? So here are some examples of ways that early businesses generate revenue. So it could be subscription fees, okay? It could be once-off payments, commission on sales, advertising revenue, marketplace fees. I would stay away from advertising in the beginning because you need a lot of people for advertising to make sense, okay? Premium add-ons, service fees, training or workshop fees, licensing or white label fees. So we choose the model that makes the most sense for the customer's behavior, for their budget, and for the problem we're solving. Okay. So as we fill in this revenue section, choose the model that feels the most natural for our customer and the simplest for us to deliver. So we don't need all of the revenue streams right now. Between 1 and 3 as a starting point is more than enough. Your revenue model can grow and evolve later, but what matters today is understanding how your solution actually earns money in the real world. Okay, so here's an example. Freelancers needing reliable client work. Possible revenue streams, a monthly subscription for verified leads. A commission based on successful bookings. Premium profile upgrades. Why this fits is because freelancers are used to subscription models and paying for quality work opportunities. Okay, so select 1 to 3 revenue generation activities and complete this in your lean canvas model. Okay, are we together? Are we on this? Small transaction fee per payment, monthly premium subscription for analytics and reports, commission from partner lenders, future. Okay, put the future one later. Don't even include it right now. Monthly subscription setup fee, paid upgrades. Perfect. Oh, you guys are typing too fast. Okay, students trying to get off-campus accommodation, possible revenue, monthly subscriptions for landlords or caretakers to post hostel listings, booking fees to reserve a hostel for a period, commission fees on payments. Woo! Think about if your customer is going to pay that. Booking fees to reserve a hostel. I don't know. Commission fees for payments of rent, sure. Booking fees to reserve a hostel, I have questions. But maybe I would say a commission of the booking fee and then commission for payments of rent. Subscription based on each task completed, monthly subscription, advertisements. Okay, advertising, guys, please be careful with advertising. You need a hell of a lot of people in your community for advertising to make sense. So let that be a later on scenario. Unless you have a crazy wait list or a crazy amount of people in your community. Tiered monthly subscription for AI personalization. Cool, like it. Tariq, maybe I would say what's in, like what would be in the monthly subscription. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Retain or subscription-based VA services, content creation packages, portfolio and brand presentation services. Okay. So you've got a retainer, you've got content creation packages, and then you've got a service fee. So that's like a once-off fee. Revenue streams, NGO. Ooh, Jean, please. I'm struggling to understand how these are your revenue streams. How do you make money off these organizations, please? System subscription, training, system customization. Perfect. Service fees, commission on what? Service fees for what? Guys, commission for what? Freemium means nothing. Fee per work, service fee, subscription fees to access the application. Spare parts of the coffee maker and sales. Okay. So once off sales and then spare parts. Golly, that's a long one. Okay. Cool. You guys look like this was probably the easiest thing for you to do. You know how to make money. Now try sell to me, please. Okay. Let us move on. So, let me go back. All right, we're going back to this. I am reiterating what we have covered and what you need to have completed. Your problem is done. Your customer segments is done. Your unique value proposition is done. Your solution, done. Channels, done. Revenue streams, done. All right, we've only got 3 left. Let's go. Cost structures. This is the fun one. Now we move into the cost structure section. So this is where we're going to outline the main expenses and investments needed to develop, launch, and operate our solution at this stage. So don't think long term, okay, I need salaries for this and I need, the best equipment for this. Calm down, okay? You only need the main expenses and investments for your solution now, as it is, okay? So at this stage, we're not going to calculate the costs or build a budget. We're just identifying the core categories of costs that will shape our business. Okay, so every business has a different cost profile, but in the early days, we're going to focus on a couple of things. Number one, what must we spend to deliver the solution? Okay, and then what must we spend to reach our customers? Okay, so a strong cost structure is very simple, very honest. It shows us what the business requires before we even think about scale. Okay, so here are the questions we can ask. Number one, what do we need to build or create first? Okay, a lot of you had a couple things in the solution. What do you need to build or create first? What tools or systems do we need to operate? Okay. What must we invest in to reach our customers? Okay. What do we need? Or sorry, who do we need? So what kind of people? Maybe we need contractors, maybe we need freelancers to deliver the solution. Okay, we're not getting full-time scenarios here. who are the types of people that we potentially need to support. And in the beginning, this is going to be you, okay, by the way. This section just really helps us understand whether our idea is light and lean or whether it requires heavier investment. Ideally, you want the light and lean to test this theory to validate your idea. Okay. So for the lean canvas, we list categories of cost, not numbers. Okay. Clarity, not calculation. So once you begin validating and shaping the real product, then we can create that basic budget or cost estimate. But for now, we're just identifying what will cost money so we can see what the business requires. Okay, so example here, platform for freelancers needing reliable work. The main cost would be software development, okay, whether it's a web or app tool. Design and UX, so what kind of tools do I need for those? Do I need to pay for them? Marketing and paid ads, okay, this is once you're operating. With validation, you're not marketing and you're not paying for ads, you're getting insights into whether this is something to put money behind, okay? Payment gateway fees, so if you're using something like Stripe or Paystack, what are the fees there? And here, as an added benefit, customer support or community manager. But right in the beginning, this is going to be you too, unless you have a co-founder. Okay. So why this matters? You're building trust and matching systems that require ongoing support. Okay. So complete your costs in your lean canvas model now. Are we clear on this? You don't have to put numbers. Don't panic. And guys, what I would maybe mention is when you're saying like a software development app or UI UX design, put the actual tools in there. Okay. So if you're saying, maybe I need paid Notion, or maybe I need to pay for Lovable, or maybe I need to pay for ChatGPT, whatever it is, put the actual tools that you would want to use in there. It's just going to make it easier for you long term. Okay, there we've got one. WordPress, delivery fees. Okay. Payment gateway fees. Server and cloud. Okay. Social media ads to reach customers and salons is long term. Customer support and assistance. That's you. Main cost, software development. You just copied this, bro. Guys, try and be specific on where you're marketing, on what you need for what. Okay. Domain and cloud fees. Yo, warehouse, bruh. That's going to be expensive. Think about how you can, I mean, this is long-term thinking that I'm looking at right now. Human manpower, training cost. As an MVP, can you do it without that? Nice, Rashid. Very specific. I like that. Guys, have a look at Rashid's. It's very specific. Guys, you want to make it very specific. What is the software that you're using? How are you designing UI and UX? Okay. Guys, don't panic. You'll get the slides at the end of this. We're going to share the recording after this. Okay. So you'll have it. Windsurf, Versal. Nice, nice, nice. Super base. Bupe, maybe think about, so is that all you need? I mean, that's pretty cool. If that's all you need. Okay, cool. I'm moving on. And I'm going back to the lean canvas model. And we have done problem, customer segments, unique value, solution, channels, revenue streams, cost structures. Last two. Key metrics. Okay. So these are the specific indicators that show whether our solution is actually gaining traction and making progress. Okay. So these are the numbers that matter. And these matter the most in the early stages. These are not vanity metrics. It's not complicated dashboards. These are just the signals that tell us that are customers interested? Are they engaging? Are they staying? Are we moving forward? Okay. So a strong metric has three qualities. It's simple, it's measurable, and it shows real movement, not noise. Okay. So don't tell me, okay, I've been accepted to an accelerator, but you don't have any clients. Like, we want real growth. Okay. And real growth comes with traction. So we want 2 to 4 indicators that help us answer, are we building something people want and is it working? Okay. Every business will have different metrics depending on the customer, the solution, and the stage, but the principle is the same. We choose numbers that show progress and not perfection. Okay, so here's an example. Platform for freelancers needing reliable work. So the early key metrics are the number of freelancers signing up weekly, the number of verified clients joining, the percentage of freelancers matched with leads, and repeat client bookings. Now, why this works is because it shows interest, engagement, and consistency. Okay. So again, for you, please create 2 to 4 key metric indicators and complete this in your lean canvas model. Do we understand what we're measuring here? Yes? Not really. Oh, that's awkward. Okay. So how do you get the key metric when you haven't started? So the key metric is basically, it's not a number. Okay. It is what you're going to measure to prove that this is working. Okay. So to prove that your business is working, this is what I'm going to measure. Okay. So you wanted, basically you need to answer, are we building something that people want? So some of the signals, are they interested? Are they engaging? Are they staying? Are we moving forward? So the metric has 3 qualities: simple, measurable, and movement. You have to be able to measure it. So is it a number? Is it a percentage? Is it how many of? So you have to be able to measure it in an amount. So if you say, okay, for me to prove that my mineral supplement is working, I'm getting X amount of new clients per week or per month, whatever it is, X amount of referrals, X amount of repeat clients coming back for this product. Okay. So whatever, it's a measurement that proves that, oh, I'm getting multiple clients signing up to this, or I've got a wait list of X amount and it keeps growing. Okay. Do you understand now? Number of new clients per month, client retention rate, content engagement rate, task or project delivery timelines. Perfect. Repeat students coming back for lessons, more students coming back in. You don't have to, Sandila, you don't need to put in how many. You can just say the number of. So it's a key metric. So you're not setting a goal for yourself. You're saying this is what I'm going to measure. Okay. Number of user registers in a week, number of tasks completed in a week, revenue generated in a week. Okay. Number of women that are birthing through C-section. That isn't a key metric that you're going to measure, Pondo. So that is, so the key metric is what you're measuring your business on. So number of women attending training during antenatal sessions. Is that training you're giving? And then number of women sign up to uptake the postpartum wear upon delivery. Okay, that's fine. But number of women who are birthing through C-section, that's not something that you're measuring. Okay. Booking completion rates. I love that one. How many started bookings are completed? Perfect. I love that. Number of products bought. So Hadija, maybe make it per week, per month, per something. So you need to have a time aligned to it. Client retention rate, on time, on budget, delivery rate. Cool. Here you guys type fast. Okay, Bella, not Bella, Belia. 100 new customers. Oh my goodness, stop typing. 100 new customers and 10 new taxi drivers per day. So that is a goal. Okay. That is what you are striving towards. That isn't a metric, a key metric that you're measuring. So what you're trying to measure is number of new customers per day, number of new taxi drivers per day, and then 50% of new taxi drivers register permanently. That's fine. Are we clear, guys? New enrollments per month, retention rate, school partnership signed. Perfect. Love it. Are they the same as a KPI? No. Your KPI has a number attached to it, John. So this is, it's not a KPI. There's no number attached to it, as in like physical number. So it's not like 10 or whatever. You're just saying this is what we're measuring, number of, percentage of, etc., etc. This is saying this is what we're measuring at this time, and then you can put goals on that later. Okay. Are we clear? I know, guys, this is sometimes all like entrepreneurship is a new language. And it can be quite complicated. So I'm really trying to kind of navigate this with you so that you can understand it a little bit better. So when you get asked these questions, you know how to answer them. Okay, Sarah, also again, that's a KPI. So that's a goal. That's an OKR. You're not, these aren't your key metrics. Your key metrics are increased number of clients sign up for refresher courses. Don't put a number attached to it. I don't care if it's 20 per week. You're not putting that here. Okay. Number 2, weekly bookings for Drive Buddy. That's it. You don't put a number. Weekly client referrals. Application signups. Okay. Don't put numbers next to this and complicate your lives. All of these slides will be available to you guys. You'll get the recording. Okay, no, Belia, my goodness, no numbers. I don't want numbers. That's your goal. That's not your key metric. Thank you, James. Yes. Woo. Okay, now I'm getting gang. All right, cool. We're moving on. Okay. Thank you, Sarah. We're moving on. All right. We're almost done, guys. This is the last one. Okay. So now we're going to move on to the unfair advantage section. Okay, so this is often the part founders feel most unsure about. So we're going to try and make this a little bit more simple. The unfair advantage refers to the unique strengths our solution has that competitors can't easily copy, buy, or replicate. So it's something that gives us a head start or a deeper insight or a level of trust that others don't have. Okay, so this doesn't have to be dramatic. Not every venture begins with patents and algorithms or big partners. Often the strongest unfair advantages come from the things we already have as humans, right? Lived experience, deep community trust, cultural understanding, relationships that others don't have, or a network that opens doors, or expertise that we've built over time. Okay? The purpose of this box is not to prove dominance. It's to ask, what do we have that makes it easier for us and harder for others to solve this problem? So when you fill in this section, don't pressure yourself to have a perfect or impressive answer. At idea stage, your unfair advantage might simply be your lived experience, your community, your relationships, or your insight into the problem. Okay? So the key is recognizing what you bring that others can't replicate overnight. Even one small, meaningful advantage is enough, and it strengthens as your venture grows. So, in the example, unfair advantages might include exclusive partnerships with trusted employers, or a community of vetted freelancers already on board, or experience evaluating creative portfolios quickly. Okay. And this matters because competitors can build a platform, but not easily replicate the relationships or the trust. So again, I'm going to just read out the ideas of this. So it's lived experience, okay? Deep community trust, cultural understanding, relationships that others don't have, a network that can open doors, and expertise that you've built over time. Okay, so use these examples and complete the unfair advantage section in your lean canvas model. And guys, please don't just put it on the chat. Please make sure that you're actually doing this in your lean canvas model because you're going to submit it at the end of this. And Nkechi is going to be on my neck if you don't do it the way I've told you to. Okay. Finally, direction, hands on. Yes, James. Love. Someone replied to someone else. 18K loyal followers on Instagram. I can leverage them as potential customers. Okay. Okay. Cool. Give a little bit more. There might be something more that you can offer that aligns with your solution. Audit expertise of NGOs gives me a depth of understanding the financial problems. Okay, awesome, Daisy. Love that. Again, is there anything else that can kind of support you in there? If not, that's perfect. Establish trust and relationships with who? Samuel? Expertise in VA and content creation services, aligned with client values, integrated and personalized approach. Okay. Verified network of trusted mechanics for on-demand service. Nice. Partnerships with local car washes, garages, and insurance providers. You have all of this? Okay. First mover advantage in offering location-based mechanic services in Nairobi. Beautiful. Biodegradable material that doesn't hurt the scar crafted. Do you have that material like now? And can someone else get it? Okay. Ahmed, the main differences between the UVP and the unfair advantage. So the UVP is the benefit to the customer. Okay, so it's your unique value proposition. So it's what you're saying, this is going to benefit this specific customer. What I'm building is going to benefit you in these ways. The unfair advantage is saying why you must choose me to do it, why I am the solution, why my team, why me, why us. Okay, I hope that makes sense, Ahmed. You can have all those things. So intellectual property, patents or proprietary application. If you have that, great. It's not absolutely necessary at this stage, but also include things like your expertise, like your experience, things that connect you to it. Um, Community trust, intellect. Allows me. Okay, so Sandile, think about so you say intellect that allows me to teach several subjects, potentially say experience in facilitating or teaching several subjects. So it's the experience that's important, right? Um, so people already acknowledge my abilities and are willing to join if I start. So again, Sandile, I would call that a wait list. So, how many people who are willing to join if you start? So, if you have a number to that, that's going to make it even better. Um, okay. All right. We're almost done, guys. Don't panic. Okay. This was never going to be an hour. This was never going to be an hour. It's a boot camp, guys. A boot camp is not an hour long. All right. So now I want to make sure that you guys are all clear that you have completed every single part of this. Okay, so please make sure that you have done this on your lean canvas models. Complete every single part of this based on what you've been sharing. Okay, so have a look through your canvas. Okay, make sure that each box is clear, that nothing contradicts another box, that everything relates back to your problem and your customer. This is the foundation for the upcoming validation. Okay, so you're going to upload your completed lean canvas link into the feedback form that's going to be shared in the chat. So take your time. This is your final step for today's session. Just a reminder that you will also upload it in the final graduation form together with your MVP and pitch deck. Okay, I just want to check. Guys, you'll get the recording after this if you want to. You're going to submit now. So Ruth Nkechi, when you're ready to put up the feedback form, you're welcome to. Just take your time to go through everything, please. Okay. And I'm just going to give you a little bit of insight into what comes next. Sorry. So now that your lean canvas is complete, the next phase is speaking to real customers. And this is where the evidence begins. Okay, not before. So today you've captured your current best assumptions. So who is the customer? What problem are they facing? Why your solution might help? And over the next few months, your job is not to prove that everything is correct. Your job is to learn as fast as possible. Okay. So tomorrow you're going to be working on your MVP. That MVP is not a finished product and it's not meant to validate your entire idea. It's simply a learning tool something tangible that helps you test one or two of your most important assumptions and build your waiting list or onboard partners. Okay. So your MVP might be a clickable prototype, a landing page, a simple service workflow, a demo. All of this is completely acceptable. The goal of tomorrow's MVP day is not sophistication, it's clarity. It's not a statement of commitment to one version of your idea. It's your permission to experiment. Okay. So if building something simply teaches you that your assumption was wrong, that is a win. It's not wasted effort. Okay. Then the day after, when your work is done on your lean canvas, that's today, your MVP tomorrow, then you're going to work on your pitch deck. And it's important to remember this. This pitch is not about presenting a fully validated or investment-ready business. At this stage, nobody expects certainty or traction at scale or perfect numbers. What does matter is clarity. Okay. So a strong early stage pitch shows a real problem you understand deeply, a clear customer you can describe confidently, a solution that makes sense in context, and the awareness of assumptions you still need to test. Okay. It's completely okay and often a strength to say, this is what we believe right now, and this is what we're testing next. Okay. This shows maturity and not weakness. So your pitch should reflect where you are today and not where you think you're supposed to be. We don't need the inflated claims or the exaggerated traction or, anything like that. Clarity beats confidence at this stage. Okay. So if something is still an assumption, name it as one. If something is early, say it is. Strong early founders are honest about what they know and what they're still learning. Okay. So how the lean canvas and MVP and the pitch connect. So your lean canvas gives you structure. Your MVP gives you something to test, and your pitch tells the story of what you're building and how you're learning. They don't need to be perfect. They just need to be aligned. So a couple of things to remember. This pitch is about clarity, not certainty. It's about telling a learning story. Your honesty builds credibility faster than hype. Okay. You're pitching a direction and not a destination. So the goal isn't to sound impressive. The goal is to be understood. And over the next few months, as you speak to customers and test your MVP, your lean business or your lean canvas is going to evolve. And that's a sign of progress, not failure. Okay. The goal is not to fall in love with the idea. The goal is to fall in love with solving the problem, however that ends up looking. Okay. Right now, you guys are doing exactly what early stage founders are meant to do. And that's build enough to learn. Listen closely and refine as you go. Thank you guys for your presence, for your work, and for your focus today. And that's it from me. Ruth, if you want to go ahead and take over, please feel free.
Yeah, this is me in a minute. All right. In the chat, how was the session? I'm seeing a lot of clapping that is happening. I know this was very high pressure for a lot of us, but I think in the chat, I want to know how you found today's session.
Was Nicole a lot?
Yeah. Biggest question, was Nicole a lot? It was intense but useful, absolutely. Strong start. I'm seeing awesome. I'm seeing a lot of thank yous. Some of you are saying it was very fast-paced. Brain is working at 5x speed. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, yeah. So thanks again, everyone. So I think I want to start by thanking Nicole for that very intensive but super insightful session. I know that
Oh,
a lot of the people joining us on the call are just getting started. Some of you are not very clear on what the idea is, but I hope that you've had a chance to think on your feet and start to identify some of the key elements of what is required in a lean canvas model. Ali is saying Nicole was too much.
Listen, it's
Right,
fair.
no,
I'll
no,
take it. I'm a lot,
absolutely, yeah.
guys. I'm a
I
lot.
think I think something that you really have to know from the get-go is once you have your idea, you've put together an MVP, you start to meet people in the real world. You start to talk to customers, and they'll ask you questions like, why is this service important? And so you want to be very prepared to get critical feedback from a lot of the people that you meet, especially investors. When you get to the point where you need people to fund your ideas, they will have very difficult questions. So get into the habit of receiving feedback and just being positive about the whole thing because it's very, very critical to your entrepreneurship journey. So yes, again, thanks everyone. So what I'm going to do now is to just very quickly wrap up the session, just to make sure that everybody has an idea of what the next steps from today are. All right, so some of you are facing technical difficulties. And so I want to once again just redirect you to this specific document where we are putting everything together. We were also streaming this session on YouTube for any of you who are struggling with Zoom and had to join using different resources. So what you can do after this session is, if there's anything you want to listen to again, you can find a link to the YouTube live stream here. So click this and you'll be able to access the recording in its entirety. We will also share a recording to this particular Zoom session on here, just in case you don't want to access it via the YouTube live stream. I know that there are a lot of questions around the lean canvas model. By now, I think a lot of you have gotten the hang of it. I know some of you are also kind of doing this on paper, and so you want to now transfer it online. Definitely acceptable. So just come back to this document, click make a copy, and start to fill out the respective sections of the lean canvas model. The other question I have seen now in the chat is about teams. So if maybe you join this bootcamp with two others within your team, you can have only one person make a submission for you. That's definitely possible. Just make sure that they list the names of all the team members as they make the submission. Okay, the other question I should sort of respond to is how to submit. So what we're trying to do with these bootcamps is that at the very end of the session, we have empowered you to have something that you can already share with other people. And so after each session, we are going to be sharing a feedback form. So this is today's feedback form. And here you can see a question that says, please share a link to your lean canvas model. So what you just need to do is I just need to click share here, enable access to anybody with the link, copy, and there we go. I have uploaded my lean canvas model. So with every session, you have a chance to submit your deliverable. So this is to just help you be accountable with yourself and have something that you can reference. And then when we get to the very end of the bootcamp, you'll be able to submit a PDF version of your lean canvas model. Because we know that as you continue with the next day and the following one, you might have new insights that you want to incorporate into your lean canvas model. So you'll definitely have a chance to do that. So I am going to once again just share the link to this form in the chat as well as in the different WhatsApp channels, just to make sure that everyone is able to submit. I think those are most of the questions, but I see a few hands up. So I'm going to take a few questions. Nathan, please feel free to unmute and ask. Alternatively, Emmanuel, I see your hand up. Okay, none of these people are ready. Raquel or Rachel, I'm not very sure. Okay. I see.
I think there's an issue with the muting. Someone muted everyone.
Oh, I see.
I don't know how we unmute, so
Mm.
I'm gonna ask everyone to unmute, but please don't.
Yeah. So I have
Yeah,
unmuted.
good afternoon. Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Wait, okay. Woo! Hold up.
Good afternoon, ma.
One at
This
a
is Emmanuel.
time.
Okay.
Okay, Emmanuel, go ahead. Emmanuel, go ahead.
Okay, good afternoon. Please, this is a boot camp, I guess. But the issue now
Yes.
is that on Savannah, I can't see the boot camp.
Okay. I think I get your question.
Uh, I can't find it on the Savannah. So, is there any way we can get it on the Savannah so we can do the work properly? That's my
It's
major.
not on Savannah. So,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
All right. So typically, I think, as you know, on Savannah, we put in the programs and you pay to access them. But then this is a free bootcamp that we are hosting. And so because of that reason, there will not be access to Savannah just because of that. Yeah,
Good.
awesome. And next question.
Good.
Um,
Hello, good afternoon. This is Mabel.
Yes, please.
Okay, first of all, I would like to thank Nicole for taking her time to explain. I understand that this is a boot camp and it was quite intensive. When I'm trying to wrap my head again about what she was saying, she moves on to the next one. But all in all, it was encapsulating. So I just wanted to know if all the links, because there are a lot of links, the form, the LMC, the link canvas model, if everything, I know if one of the people that introduced this program for today, she said we'll get at least a mail per day. So I don't know if some of this information will be there, especially in the WhatsApp group. But if any information will be posted, let the group be locked so that once an information drops, we'll be able to see, everything that is going on without other interference.
For
okay, so
sure.
we can pin it to the groups.
Yeah. So in the email that you get, it will have all the relevant information you need. But I think just one point I want to continually direct you to is this document that I'm currently sharing. It's titled the Bootcamp Resources. So when you come here, the first thing you're going to see is the final submission form where you need to submit everything. You're going to see the links to the WhatsApp and Telegram communities. So like, for example, today we were doing the Think Sprint. You see that I have already put the recording to the live stream here. I have also put the session feedback form here. And in the next section, you kind of see what you need to do in order to work on your deliverable. Tomorrow's session is called the build. So I have already put the link for you to join us on Zoom. As the session is going on tomorrow, I'll also put the feedback form here. I'll also put the YouTube stream. So definitely refer to this link. But then after this session, I'll also kind of send a general message on WhatsApp. And then also in the email, you'll get a recap of everything. So I think that will be sufficient for the most part. Um, I could pass the mic to Nathan. Somebody is unmuted.
Everyone's unmuted.
Okay. If you have a question and your hand is raised, you can just start at this point.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello?
Yes, hello, I can hear you.
Hello?
Okay, yes, I can hear you.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello, we
All
can
right.
hear you. Can you hear us?
What I'm trying to say is, hello? Can you hear me? So,
Yeah, we can hear you.
what if we are working as a team? How do we submit the form? How do we submit?
Okay, so for the team, you just need one person to fill it out here. And also, when they get to the graduation form, what they need to do is list the number of co-founders they have. So one person can make the submission on behalf of everyone. And then eventually, when we get to the graduation point, if you have 5 co-founders, they'll just stick 5 here. And then they'll put everyone's name and email just to make sure that everybody gets a certificate. So I think it's easier if one person makes the submission for you guys. I'll also add a question on this form to ask if you're making a submission on behalf of a team. So I think that
Hello,
should be sufficient.
hello, can you
Okay,
hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. What's your question?
First of all, thank you very much for your impressive bootcamp. I want to ask, what is the deadline of the form?
Sure. So you have until Friday midnight. So right now, let me just show you the calendar again. We've done sprint 1 today, we'll do sprint 2 tomorrow, and then sprint 3 on Wednesday. And then on Thursday and Friday, Nkechi and myself and other members of the team will be available on this call to help you as you work on the deliverables. But we are hoping that you will be done by Friday. So it's okay if you cannot get the Lean Canvas model submitted today, for example, but just to keep yourself accountable, try to ensure that as the session is going on, you're also kind of learning and filling out the form. But the very official deadline is the 19th of December at midnight. Okay, I hope that answers your question. I see Nana Kwesi. Feel free to unmute and ask your question.
Yes, please. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Okay.
I asked the question earlier. I don't know if it was addressed, but it was concerning a statement you made. One of the points you gave that we shouldn't be married to our ideas and we should be open to changing our ideas. So I wanted to know if for every idea you generate, you'd have to go through the process of creating the lean canvas model for each of those ideas.
Yeah, so ideally, what Nicole meant by that is that you shouldn't get too attached to your idea, because one of the things that happens is that you start building something and then you talk to clients and you realize that they do not want that specific service. And so you have to come back to the drawing board and iterate. So for this specific bootcamp, you just need one idea and try to work with it to the very end. So you don't need to submit like 5 lean canvas models. So if you have, let's say, 5 ideas, pick one that you feel strongly about and then submit that one. And then tomorrow continue to work on the same idea, just so that there isn't confusion. We just want to make sure that by the time we get to the end of the week, you had an idea in mind, you've kind of put it on paper, and you've built a minimum viable product. So find one idea that you resonate with. The process of iteration is one that can happen as time goes on for you. Okay, next question. Yes, Derek. Or Jeremiah. Yes, Derek, I see you're unmuted.
Okay, please.
Yes,
So
greetings.
when we started with this the registration process and everything, I had a first idea in mind. I actually had 2 business plan, and I just picked one there, which was mostly into food and agriculture. But as the first session has been completed, I actually want to kickstart the second idea, which is recycling and waste management. I actually want to kickstart that one instead of the initial one that I registered with. I was hoping that if it is okay for me to do that.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. So you're not tied to whatever you told us on the onboarding form. We understand that the process is very dynamic. So if you decide to change your idea midway, feel free, just go ahead and do that. Just make sure that the lean canvas model you submit reflects that specific idea. So yeah, no pressure for you on that end. Yes, Muhammad, I see your hand is up. Okay, yes, Chamo. Okay, we can hear from Raquel.
Okay, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you for the great session. I would like to ask how many forms are we supposed to submit today, the forms that are due today?
Okay, so just this specific form on my screen, the one that says Sprint 1 workshop feedback. So just this for today. You will give us your feedback on the session, if there's anything that we need to improve on tomorrow. And then there's a section where you will share a link to your Lean Canvas model. If you're not able to do this today for some reason, I know that some of you are in school or some of you are at work, you can feel free to just say, you can just indicate I'm still working on it. But it would be really good if you make it your personal goal to work on your Lean Canvas today and then submit the link here. And then when we get to Friday, you will have the opportunity to submit all your 3 deliverables here. I hope that's clear for you.
Yes, sure. Thank you.
Amazing. Yes, James Njugi rather. Okay, not close the mic. Anybody else, just unmute and ask your question.
Hello.
Hello, yes, I can.
hello.
Yep, I can
Hello.
hear you.
Yeah, this is James. Can you
Yes,
hear me?
James. Yes, I can hear you.
So a question I have, once upon completion of all the deliverables, when will the graduation be held?
Okay, so this is likely mid-January because we are also closing out for the December break. But then as we resume office in January, we'll be able to have a look, see everyone who submitted, and then we'll kickstart the process of sending you guys your graduation certificates as well as the graduation ceremony. So if you graduate, you will get an official email from us with all of the relevant details. Awesome. Anybody else with a question, just unmute and ask real quickly.
All right. This is Mr. Namdi.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. Sorry, I want to first of all appreciate the concept, the idea for this bootcamp. It's a very amazing one. But I came in a little bit behind schedule. So meeting at the middle of the program, I got lost. So I really want to understand so that I can participate and function properly. What is the requirement from us on this bootcamp on this day one? I really want to know so that I can really follow up and meet up to the requirements on the learn combat model.
Okay, sounds good. So I think before I answer your question, Nkechi, I see some people want to unmute and are not able to. So if you could please have a look at that for me. And to answer your question, so this bootcamp is something that we are running for learners who have a business idea and they want to implement it. And we are doing this through a 3-day program that is happening this week. So for example, today, I know you joined the session late. Please mute yourself. Please be muted. So for example, okay, so I think we'll just have to mute everybody. So for example, in today's session, we did think, which is an opportunity for you to critically think about your idea and put it on paper on something that we call a lean canvas model. Tomorrow, we'll be doing build. Now, build is we will be hosting a live workshop where we will help you bring your idea to life. And we'll be doing this through the use of low code as well as no code options. So by the end of tomorrow's session, you will come out with a quick app or a landing page or anything that you can be able to use to show your potential consumers your idea. And then when we get to day 3, we'll put together a pitch deck. And the essence of a pitch deck is that it aggregates every relevant information about your venture, and you can share this pitch deck with customers or with potential investors. So in the next 3 days, we will help you do all of this and then make your submission by Friday. And then everyone who goes through this program and submits all the 3 deliverables will be eligible for graduation and they will receive a graduation certificate. And in addition to that, you will also have an opportunity to be considered for our 3-month bootcamp, which is where we get some of our top performing founders and they get into a 3-month intensive period to continue refining their MVP as well as thinking about launching their ventures. So I hope this answers your question and sort of gives you more clarity around your business idea. All right. For the next part, I have unmuted Jeremiah. Feel free to have your question come in. For the rest of you, you can submit your question in the chat and Belinda and Kechi will respond to you.
Okay, sorry, please. Sorry for interrupting you. Can I be given the opportunity to just ask a simple question, please?
Sure.
Sorry.
No,
Okay.
please. Jeremiah has been called. Thank you.
Okay.
I've been trying to unmute. I was muted. That's why I couldn't ask my.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yes, Jeremiah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. But I was thinking if I can get this thing. First of all, I want to ask, I'm not
I don't think I can hear you, Jeremiah. Your sound is a little muffled.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, yes, this is better.
Okay. I said I'm unable to find the WhatsApp group. From the mail I received, it's telling me the WhatsApp group is correct.
Okay.
So I only have to type on email to get any information.
All right. WhatsApp. Yeah, I can hear you. So WhatsApp as well as Telegram, the information is available on this resources document that I'm sharing on the screen.
Okay, one thing, will I get this in my mail because I don't have access to WhatsApp? The Telegram link is not in the mail. Only the WhatsApp link is on that.
I don't think I can hear you. Do you mind typing out your question?
The WhatsApp group is filled up. So, and the Telegram link is not.
Oh, he's saying the WhatsApp group is full. So,
The second one? Okay. Nkechi will have a second look at that then. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Maybe just in this bootcamp resources, Ruth, just add the other WhatsApp groups.
Okay, for sure.
All right, and probably I'll get this in the mail so I can try. Thank you very much. I will just report it.
Okay, I think we've answered that. Yes, Brian?
Hello.
Yes, hello.
For some of us who went through the founders course in April, so are we resubmitting the initial deliverables or are we starting afresh?
No, so if you went through the Founder Academy and you submitted and you got your graduation certificate, you do not need to. This is a special program that we are running for anyone who has not engaged with Founders Academy.
Okay, thank you so much.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Great.
Okay.
Yes, please.
All right. So I'm actually grateful for this program because it's something I've been working on but don't really know how to like proceed or go ahead with it. I just have it, the document I've kept for long, trying to work out something. So I'm very grateful for this. So I want to ask, is it possible for someone who already has a business plan, like can I get like an assistant, someone to help me review it and see what I have, if it can help me achieve what I want to achieve? Is it possible?
Sure. So I'm going to send my email in the chat.
Okay.
Connect with me and I will connect you with the entrepreneurship specialist in your market. And then you will be able to follow through with that.
Oh, thank you so much. I'll be grateful. And then, is there any way one can protect the plan so that when you expose it or when you, I don't know, your plan doesn't get to be, because of what I want to use it for, it should be innovative. No one else should have it. That's why I'm asking.
Oh yeah, for sure. Everything here is protected by data privacy policy, and we also really strongly respect the IP and all the rights within the market. So yes, everything you submit is sensitive in that regard. So yeah, not to worry about.
Okay, thank you so much.
Great. Habib or Funmilayo, any of you can unmute and ask your question. Or James Kinua
Okay.
or yes,
Hello. Yeah, good afternoon.
good afternoon.
Thank you very much for the beautiful session. So the question I want to ask was just recently answered as regards some of us that had the Founders Academy course earlier this year. So now, but I want to go further on that question. So because you said there are some benefits for doing this 3 days bootcamp. So if someone is interested in the upcoming benefit, I don't know if the benefit is more than just the certificate. If it's just the certificate, I can say we have it already. So although these sessions are so detailed, like we need them as well. So if there is any other upcoming benefits, maybe we can try even if we have the founder certificate already with us. So that's my question. Thank you.
I see. So if you took part in our Founder Academy program this year, all of the submissions that were made this year will be considered for next year's bootcamp, for next year's incubator program. And as I had mentioned, the incubator program gives you an opportunity to continue working on your idea, but at the same time, it offers a lot of exposure as well as additional opportunities. As mentioned in previous years, founders who have participated have gone on to participate in the Do Hard Things Challenge, for example. We ran one in Mauritius where the top 3 winners got a total of $100,000 in investment. And recently we just concluded one in Rwanda, also the Do Hard Things Challenge. So if you graduate at the top of the Founder Academy funnel, you definitely get access to that opportunity. And then in addition to that, we also have tons of other opportunities within our ecosystem. For example, as mentioned, last year we took some of our top founders and we funded a trip to California. And so they went and engaged with the entrepreneurial ecosystem there and then came back. I think more recently, last week, there was also an opportunity for founders to travel to Cairo for an entrepreneurship event, and we nominated them for. So there are tons of opportunities within our ecosystem. You just need to make sure that you are committed to the venture you're doing, and you definitely get access to those as time goes. I hope this answers your question. I'm now going to
Yeah, thank you very much. Then lastly, I want to say a resubmission. So I hope there is nothing negative about resubmission. Like you feel
Absolutely
okay.
no. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, 100%.
Thank you very much.
Great. I have now Joseph and Nathan.
Hello, Ma.
Yes, hello.
Hello, good afternoon, Ma. This is Funmilayo.
Okay.
Okay. First of all, thanks to the organizer for this great open-minded program. It's such a wonderful one. So my question is not about this bootcamp. So last year I registered for a virtual assistant with ALX. But at the end of the program, I misplaced my phone. I was robbed, so I don't have access to phone. I was unable to get another phone at the time, so I was unable to submit all my assignments. Then since then, I've been trying to resolve it. I tried to log into the I think Savannah, yes, to check what I can do. I sent emails, so there was no response. Please, Ma, is there any advice you can give on that?
Great. So I've sent you my email in the chat. Just write to me and then I'll connect you with one of the program managers from the virtual assistant program.
Okay. All right, Ma. Thank you very much.
Great.
Nathan.
Nkosilazi. Oh yes, whoever is unmuted, please go.
Nathan,
Good day, everyone. Thanks so much, Nico, for the insightful presentation you gave us for this. However, I'm to digital marketing, and I did appreciate what was being shared, and I've done it's already a small simulation already of my MPV. So with this, how can I flesh it out? Because the step I feel I've got to do is writing the proposal to let people know what I am and how they can support the vision I have. So how does that come in? Because when I did the first simulation, I did have some issues that I would like to have one-on-one session with someone to be able to address this. How can I go about that, please?
Sure. So if you specifically want personalized feedback, I have shared my email in the chat. Reach out to me and I'll connect you with a relevant specialist in your market. But regarding the next question around improving your MVP, tomorrow we will have a session that is specifically focused on MVP development. And so definitely come in and I'm sure you'll be able to get quick insights to help you improve what you currently have. Okay, I hope that answers your question.
Yes, that answers my question. Thank you.
Perfect.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yes, please.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Can you
I
hear
can
me,
hear
please?
you.
All right. Good afternoon. My name is Olam Dotun. I'm at work, so I just wanted to ask real quick, so before we can continue. You talked about selection of some set of people that do well with this program, proceeding to another stage for some for some, I don't know, I guess pitching with investors or something. Are you with me?
Could you clarify the last part of your question?
You mentioned that there are going to be a set of people that
Yeah.
that will be selected to go to another stage, I guess,
Mhm.
to pitch with investors at a point or something.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
what's the criteria for qualification? Like you said, some set of people that does well. So what is the
Awesome.
criteria? What's the metric for doing well? Because I guess we're just we're just going to submit our assignments. Is it that we is it that we are going to select from people who has the best ideas or who has the best innovation or what?
Okay, so the primary element there is how innovative your idea is and how relevant it is. So I know as Nicole was talking, she was telling you what things she wants to see in, for example, the problem statement or in your definition of the customer segment. So we will be able to sort of evaluate your submissions and see the most thorough as well as the most innovative ones. And then based on this, typically our team usually prepares a shortlist. And if you make it to this shortlist, you will receive an email sometime next year that will invite you to an interview. And then in the interview, you get to meet with one of our entrepreneurship specialists. They ask you a few questions just to sort of understand what you're building and get a sense of your entrepreneur mindset. And then if you qualify the interview stage, then you get to go into the incubator. So that's what the process looks like. But I think just make sure that your work is thorough and that you're following most of the instructions that are given around here. And then that should put you in a fairly decent place. All right. I'm gonna now pass it to Bezawit or Justice.
Hello, guys.
Yes.
Yeah, you had called my name earlier, and then somebody spoke, and when I was trying to speak, somebody else took the turn to speak. So I've actually interrupted. I want to get those resources. There are those bootcamp resources that I've seen you share. I want you to kindly reshare them or share them in the group so that we can access them.
I've just shared them, Joseph. I've just shared
Okay.
them. You can find it there.
Thank you. Okay. Just a minute. And also, I would really recommend that you guys can close out the chat so that when you're sending the resources, it's just us getting the resources and not other messages in the process. And then from yeah, I think that's majorly what I wanted to say. And yeah, yeah, thank you for the session, and I'm proud to be here. Thank you.
For sure. Great to have you here. We'll make sure to do that. Awesome. Tariq, Justice Bezawit.
Okay, guys, can you guys hear me?
So can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can hear you.
That's great. My question is the LCMN or the plan we put our ideas on it. It's the standards is how innovated are our ideas, right?
Are you asking how innovative
N-
ideas are?
No. You said that you after the bootcamp that which you select the best three ideas, right?
Oh, okay. Okay. So
These, but so these ideas from these sorry, I think yes, the link canvas model. The link canvas model. I should make it I should make it perfect at this time, or I can modify it until the Friday.
awesome. So yes, you have until Friday. So when you eventually get to this point and you're filling out the graduation form, you'll see that here you need to upload a PDF version of your work. So it's our hope that in the 4 days or so you've worked on the deliverable and you submit something that you're confident in. So this is the most final version, and it's the ones submitted here that will be considered for the incubator program.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So the submit in the feedback doesn't be sense.
Oh yeah. No, we will just review the final outcome on here.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. Great. Next question.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon. Yes. My question is very quick. My name is Justice, and um, luckily I'm a part of Silo Group, and my team is currently building the software infrastructure for, I think, the winner for this year's Do What Things Challenge. Just a quick introduction about myself. Yeah, but then my quick question is. Previously, we graduated from the Founder Academy. I think was it 2 months ago, the main Founder Academy. But then we all received like emails telling us that like we moved to the accelerator stage and then to the incubator stage. Then I found out that like there is a 3-day boot camp again for Founder Academy participants or like any other person. Right. So my question is like, is the 3-day boot camp like a continuation of the recent Founder Academy that just happened, or is a whole different thing altogether aside from the Founder Academy that we just graduated from? Because I know for the Founder Academy is from the 4 weeks to accelerator, then incubator. But then the 3-day bootcamp is the 3-day bootcamp, then incubator, then so are there any difference or they are just basically the same thing?
Okay. Yeah. So technically, no. This is just a 3-day bootcamp, and so it's compressing all the information that we typically do in 4 or 6 weeks into 3 days. If you took part in our Founder Academy program, graduated and received a certificate, you do not need to be here unless you just want to maybe join the sessions or find other founders who are working on the same ideas as you and collaborate with them on. So you do not need to. And then everyone who took part in this year's Founder Academy gets to be considered for next year's incubator cohorts. Yeah, so I hope that it's clear in that sense. If you have any
Yes,
questions,
yes,
yes,
that's okay.
awesome. Yes,
Hello,
Bezawit.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, first I would like to thank you for giving me this chance, and I'm happy that I'm part of this boot camp. So my question is, there was a power outage in my town, so I couldn't really fill out the LCM, I think. So am I supposed to submit the uh, general ideas today, or I can submit on Friday?
By Friday, because Friday is the official deadline. And then on the document shared here, you will again find all the links to the recordings. In tomorrow's session, we'll also share a link here. So if you're able to, if you have to miss it for one reason or the other, you'll always be able to find a recording after the session.
Okay, can I submit the general LCM today?
Yes,
Or
if
I
you're
could.
able to. If you're able to submit today, yes. But make sure that Friday is the very last day to submit.
Ruth, sorry, just one last thing. Oh, never mind. I see you've got the submission, the feedback form. So maybe just on the feedback form, just where you've got session feedback form, just include and LCM link. Do you see what I'm seeing?
Yeah.
No. So go back to where you were in the bootcamp resources, where it says session feedback form.
Yeah.
Just next to it. No, friend.
Okay.
So just next to session feedback form, just right next to it and LCM link. So they know
Okay.
that, yeah, that's it. We
Great.
got there in the end.
Finally. Okay. Is there any other question that has not been answered in the chat or otherwise? I see those James, those
Yeah.
Germano. Yes, please.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
So my question is on the lean canvas model.
Okay.
I'm trying to resize it, and I can do that because it's looking kind of untidy when I fill in so much details. I don't know. Do you mean for it to be filled with just little details? Because I'm unable to resize it, and it's looking really untidy. Help with that. The
Okay.
template.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the idea behind this being very compressed is to allow you put across your ideas in a very succinct and clear way. So you try to not be too verbose and say too many things, because often when you're sharing something like a pitch deck, you're sending it to somebody who does not have as much time to look at it. And so what I'm going to say is try to do a brief summary. If for some reason that does not work, you can always like make a copy of this and kind of extend it to the other page. But it'd be very useful to try compile what you need to say in this one pager. The idea is that it's supposed to be a one pager you can just look at and make sense of. But then also, as we get to sprint 3, we will be doing a pitch deck, and the pitch deck is the more extended version of your work. So in the pitch deck, there are additional opportunities to kind of speak about the work you're doing at length. Yeah. So try to have both of these two things in mind.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
There's this one thing I wanted clarity on. So for the incubator program, I'm really interested in it. So you say that after we submit our projects and all that, then that's when you're going to filter us for the incubator program. So you mentioned something which is very interesting, that those people who did uh, the founders program prior, then they should not be in this program. Now, those people who did the founders program earlier, are they? How do they now get access the incubators? Because you realize that it's the 3 month incubators program is very much important.
Okay, yeah, for sure. So for all the Founder Academy cohorts done this year, anybody who's selected to move into the incubator will get an official email next year, early next year. And then as part of that, you'll likely be invited into an interview process. So this is communication that comes specifically from your city. So again, I think something I should clarify here is each city, or rather each country runs their own incubator program. So for example, in Kenya, there is a very specific person from Kenya who will reach out to you and say, you had an interesting idea. I'd love to connect with you and hear more about the work you're doing. So depending on the country that you're in, you will get an invitation from the specific entrepreneurship manager who's based in that country. Nicole, for example, here is the entrepreneurship manager for South Africa. And so any of the really good ideas from South Africa, you should technically be hearing from her sometime next year. Yeah, so I hope this sort of clarifies and answers your question. All right. I kind of see a few other hands up, but I just want to know if there's anything that hasn't been answered completely, and I will respond to that. Okay, so it looks like we have gotten to the end of today's session. Just a very
Just
quick,
one question.
yes, please.
Sorry, I heard you talking about having coordinators in our particular countries. What if that country doesn't have a hub or any coordinators? Like here in Zambia, there's no current hub for ALX. So how does that work?
Oh yeah, so I think I get to connect you with the country closest to you geographically. So you reach out to me, let me know where you're based, what specific thing you need, and then I'll make the relevant connection. Okay, so I
Hello?
think, yes, please.
Okay, just on that same note, I think I had my hand raised up earlier, but unfortunately I ran into a blue screen of death. So I actually was disconnected from the call for a couple of minutes. But I think the last participant raised an interesting question. And so when you're saying we reach out to you and you connect us geographically to the nearest hub, like how I didn't exactly quite get that. How does that work?
Right. So if maybe you're working on your MVP and you have a specific question that you need to talk to a specialist about, you reach out to me and then I will connect you with a specific entrepreneurship specialist in that market. And then they should be able to answer any additional questions. Yeah, so
Oh,
that's exactly how it works.
okay. So we'll reach out to you at via email or what?
Yeah, via email. I have shared my email in the chat. I'll just do that again.
Okay, please do. Because I think after I was disconnected from the call and the blue screen that happened, all the chats that had been there prior pretty much just disappeared. And then just on the issue of communication, I think it might have been raised a little, but I just wanted to get some clarity. So there is a WhatsApp channel, and yeah, there's a lot of volume of communication on that channel. A couple of our brothers and sisters were even asking what exactly is the purpose of the group because they were confused by, the volume that was coming in. So for important and critical updates, I don't know, are these going to be, just limited to WhatsApp, or perhaps maybe for the important and critical updates, we can also get emails just in case, because with the way the volume on WhatsApp is going, I think it's quite easy to miss if there's an important update. Unless
Right.
if maybe there's to be a dedicated WhatsApp channel that's locked so that the open group for communication is not, restricted. I don't know. Like I don't know what's the work around that. But as it is with WhatsApp, it's quite easy to miss any updates whatsoever, especially if they're important.
For sure. So we had the channel open until today, just to allow anybody who wanted to connect with anyone else within the community. But as from today, we will sort of close it so that we have the official communication come from us. And then also every single day you will be getting an email with a recap and all the relevant resources. So I hope that is useful to you. But then we'll also try to stick to formal communications, at least between today and Wednesday.
Okay. My very last question. Thank you for that. Okay, so great session today. Intensive, but it was useful. It was necessary. So yeah, thanks to Nicole and the rest of the team. My question might not necessarily be on the deliverables per se, but just I think since I mean the boot camp is also about learning. So, um, given that like when we're looking at today's session, identify a specific problem, identify the group that's affected by that problem, and so on and so forth. And I'm thinking What if, say, maybe a person has an idea, or it could be more than one, but has an idea which is not, for lack of a better expression, is not necessarily tied to what could explicitly be identified as a problem. I don't know. It depends on the definition of a problem. Like it's not something that you say, okay, no, people are being affected by A, B, C, but maybe it's something that is coming out of creativity. Maybe it's something that people don't actually have, that doesn't exist. And that if you were to bring in, it's kind of like, I don't know, changing the way things are done, but not necessarily solving an existing problem. I don't know, or unless maybe you might have to get creative and try and create a problem around that. So I don't know how, for such ideas, do they suffice in such a program, or are we sticking to those ideas that have a clear, distinct, identifiable problem, such as, okay, the example that was being used in the presentation, freelancers can't access regular income and so on and so forth. So I don't know if my question is clear. I hope it is.
I think you were speaking about problem definition as a whole.
Yeah.
And so I get the sense that what you're talking about is innovation, where perhaps something cannot be directly called a problem, but when a solution is presented, it sort of becomes a game changer.
Yeah, something like that.
How we look at business ideas here is, I think, number one, the most important element is whatever you're building, something that customers can pay for. So I know you've probably heard about things like products that were developed too early for their age, in which case it refers to an innovation that came to the market, but then the market was not really ready for it, and so there wasn't an uptake for it. But at the same time, we have innovations that come when the market is ready and they get to scale and everything. So the question that we will be asking here at ALX Ventures is whatever you're building something that will resonate to clients? Because however innovative something is, at the end of the day, you still need people to believe in your idea and buy it and pay for it to make it as sustainable. So
True.
as you're building what you are, try to make sure that you are having a good balance of something being innovative, but at the same time being something that customers will want to pay for. Because there's things like ChatGPT and large language models that were not really known, and they were innovative, and at the time they get sold and there's a really high uptake for it. So it's possible for something to be both of these things, to be innovative and to also be something that customers will want to pay for. So just try to make sure that there's that fine balance of the same.
Okay, well, understood. Thank you. Then the document, I think there's a document you spoke about. Oh, that's the one on the screen. Resources. So the link to the submission form you spoke about is on this document?
Yeah. So here you're seeing something called a final submission form. So this is the one you fill out on Friday. And then in today's session, we shared this one, which is a session feedback plus LCM link, which is where you share the LCM from today's session and also give feedback on the session.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much. Great presentation, great session, life-changing. Thank you very much for that.
Awesome. Great to have you here. Okay. Awesome. So I take it that is more or less everything. If any other questions come up for you, just feel free to reach out to me.
Please, can I ask this before we end it today? This is Mabel.
For sure.
The survey form, it's for today. And right there, it says we should put our LCM link.
Yeah.
Now, you said there's a grace of Thursday, Friday. If the survey form is for today and it must be submitted today, and there's a grace of Thursday, Friday, it's a bit conflicting. Are we meant to just make sure we submit the LCM today? If we are to submit it today, then there's no grace for Thursday, Friday. I don't know if you are getting what I'm trying to ask. So I just wanted to be clear. Is it today? Make sure you submit your LCM today, because that's what the form says. Without the link, you can't submit that form. Then what about the Thursday, Friday grace? Is it for any other day and not today?
Okay, sure. So let me answer your question in two parts. So first of all, I'm going to explain why we have the question for the lean canvas model here. So because this is a bootcamp, we have structured the session such that as you come in, you're able to work on something that you can complete at the end of the session. And so the vision was that anytime you come into a bootcamp, you automatically also start working on your deliverable, and that by the end of the session, you have something that you can share with us. But we also understand that some of you are in school, or you join the sessions late, or you have a different commitment. And so we know, and because of that, that's why we have the additional 2 days. So the reason we have the question here is to just keep you accountable. And so if you're able to work on the lean canvas model and share it with us as the day ends, go ahead and do that. But if you're not able to, I think you also know that we ask you for a link. And so you can always share a link and keep working on your lean canvas model. But when we finally get to Friday, this is sort of the official graduation form. So by Friday, you should have completed everything and you should be able to share it. So for today, as you're filling out the form, you can just put a link here and continue working on your lean canvas model. We just want to make sure that as you get out of the bootcamp session, you have something that you can continue working on. Yeah, so there's a lot of flexibility on that.
Okay, that's very clear. Since it's a link and it's something we can work on, I was just thinking it's a final something. Thank you very
Oh, no,
much.
absolutely not. Yeah, for sure. I see last 2 hands. There was Germano, Justice, I think you spoke already, and Rashid. Feel free to unmute and ask your questions, and then we'll just wrap the call. Okay, perfect. Are you about to speak, Rashid? Yes, hello. Okay, I think the internet has a bit of an issue. So what will happen after today's session is I'm going to very quickly share a message on our WhatsApp channels just to give you a sense of what exactly I said here and what the next steps are. And after that, we're looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. So tomorrow's session is called the Build. And as I mentioned, we will have an expert who will help us understand how to build a landing page using low code as well as no code options. So even if you're not a developer or you don't have any software engineering expertise, we still want to make sure that you have an MVP that you can show to potential clients as well as investors. Yeah, so I'm gonna send the recap message on the channels, and then I think tomorrow very early you'll be receiving an email on tomorrow's session, just so that you're ready for that. Awesome. So thanks everyone. I wanna wish you a wonderful rest of your day, and we look forward to seeing you in tomorrow's session.
Thank you so much.